Hello everyone, this is Yours Trivia. Welcome back to another episode of our Black Myth Wukong Let's Play. So we are teleported back to the second stage after we took care of our first dragon. And I'm curious if the piece that we have is actually... Yes, it is. I guess we can... Okay, we're gonna need the other two. Maybe not. It's still saying we need the two Vanguards, and we definitely will fight them. But first, we have to get through this area again. Let's draw out the melee, so we don't have to deal with the archer at the same time. He's coming. Oh my god, he timed our jump perfectly. It's okay, we'll give him another chance. Or give myself another chance. He did die in one hit, but he also hit us. Now we're going to check out the hidden room. Not the hidden room, but the room on the right side that we didn't go last time. Now, because they are centipedes, my guess is that we might be fighting the 100-Eye Demon. Not here, but this is where we got the ingredient to upgrade our gourd. But the next room, if we follow the path... Oh, we're getting attacked. Let me block this first, and then kill it. I think there's another one nearby. Right there. Let me just block that. This is the room that we didn't go into last time. Someone is hanging upside down. And from the blue glow, we're going to pick up a spirit afterwards. It's a bat. I dodged our attack. How about you stay there? It's just a regular monster, but we can pick up Okay, it flies backward and dodges pretty well. That move right there. I have a feeling that's going to be the move that we are going to pick up from him. I have 6 sparks, or level up points. Another spirit upgrade material, which makes sense. Plague rats. Not rats, plague bats. Lower tier quality, transform into a bat, open up our wings, and throw out sand and rock. So that's basically what he was doing to us. And then fly towards the enemy and crash into them. Increases the rate our stamina recovers as a passive. Not that interested. And he is just a regular minion level monster. Oh, we're missing one here. Given just the location, either it's a really advanced rat, because the last one is the 2-headed one, or a very basic rock. I'm leaning towards some advanced rat, because Shinin is definitely the most basic rock. Alright, let's see. After the fall harvest, 1 year, there was... so it's a village after the fall harvest. Someone from the nearby plantation, the head of the plantation, came here to collect rent. So I'm guessing these are tenant farmers. So they're farming the land that's provided to them by this plantation. And after the harvest is complete, they collect a portion of your harvest, sort of as your lease to farm on their land. So the villagers cleared out a giant room in the village so that this leader of the plantation, or whoever is being set over by the plantation, can stay there while they calculate and collect parts of the harvest for the tax that year, for the rent that year. And they hosted a grand feast for him to welcome him into the village. After the meal, after they had plenty of food and plenty of drink, the village chief told this representative from the plantation, the rent on these land, on the fields, are too high. Can we, drop it a little? The head of the plantation says, the rent was decided when you guys signed, this tenant agreement with the owner of our plantation way back. His job is just to come here and collect, and he's a salary man. He's like, it's not my responsibility. I don't have the power, to change it for you. My job is just come here and collect what you're owed, or what you owe to the plantation. Negotiating with me, I have no power to change it for you. So the two side kind of bickers over this without any result. As the night is late, the feast is over. No one's super happy about this. The last person to leave the feast basically holds the plantation representative and says, our village is, rustic and crude. There's not any place where you can get entertainment late at night. But behind the mountain, there is a pavilion, which is a great place to look at the moon. If you're bored at night, you can definitely take a stroll up to the mountain and take in the views there. After saying this, he leaves. That night, the representative from the plantation is, checking all the accounts, making sure all the payments are right. And he's kind of frustrated of doing the work, as well as thinking about how the villagers, the farmers, are going to bicker with him for the next few days as he collect. So he wants to clear his mind and kind of de-stress himself. So he picks up a lantern and, following the recommendation, walks to the back mountains to seek out this pavilion. Just as he walks into the courtyard, he sees this shadow fly up, like a human form, fly up from the sky, and has wings of flesh, but his feet and his, feet and hands are claws or talons. So basically a bat. He has fangs. And he gets super scared, turns around, and tries to run. But little did he know, the tree next to him also has a similar monster. And it flies down, tackles the representative from the plantation, and the two bat basically consumes him. And as they eat him, they squeak, as though they were communicating with each other and chatting. Well, as they eat him, the guy's still fighting back. He's not dead. He's being eaten. As the two of them are fighting over, I guess, who to eat him or like how to eat him. They're bickering, right? They're communicating. And he's on the ground, but he has a saber on his belt. So he pulls out his sword or saber and cuts off the head of one of these bats. The other one flies up and wants to, dash down at him to bite him. He dodges, and in the middle of the night, they fight it out until dawn. So the guy survives. The guy gets tackled, falls to the ground. The two of them, the two bats, can't decide who to eat, or who gets to eat him, or how to eat him. And in that moment, he pulls out a sword or saber and cuts one of the bat's head and is able to fight the other bat off throughout the night until dawn. Quite the man. The next day, when the villagers are coming to the big room that they cleared out for him to prepare food and give him the food, they see him sitting at the door. And next to his leg on the ground, the blade is, he stabbed the blade into, the saber he had into the ground, is just kind of standing there. And below the blade are the heads of two bats. A couple days later, after all the villagers have paid their due rent and hosted another grand feast, they send him away. So he's basically, there's no allegory at the end of this, but essentially he's giving them a message, right? He's like, I know you guys sent the bat on me because you guys recommended me to go there to not pay the tax or try to negotiate a tax with the plantation by killing the collector, but they're dead now, so you better pay up. And they all paid up. And the bats are here because, in a sense, they're calling the bats flying rats, which I guess are kind of true. And, of course, we are still near the rat village. Another hidden area. Or not exactly hidden, but we have another path. Another seed is picked up. Ooh, more bats. More bats. Okay, they dash and they throw sand at us. We are targeting the ground. There we go. 2 of them. Alright, we got the drink out in time. We killed one. The auto lock is not on the other one. There it is. So I can't see it sometime. He gap closed quite well. Good thing they're just regular mobs and don't hurt that much. I think this is a tiger statue. We'll get the story of the tiger very soon, but you can see there's actually a collectible chest behind. I wonder how we get there. Right here. We get to increase our stamina max. So just like in the first stage, there should be one of each for mana, stamina, and health. Quite a few heads. And honestly, those heads look like the heads of the bat creature. Right? They don't look very human. Yeah. This feels like a human shrine after a hunt. Or maybe the tiger killed them. Could be the case, if we consider them just flying rats. I think we collected everything. What does this open up to? Oh, the Tiger Temple. The Crouching Tiger Temple. Yep. With a massive pagoda. So, Tiger Vanguard, here we come. First we get ourselves a shrine. We'll be seeing this shrine again. I fear that this is going to be probably the most challenging boss in this stage, aside from the final boss, of course. Are there anything... Maybe we'll have a new armor set after we beat him. Usually new ones are unlocked based on the bosses we fight. So it's going to be quite a massive temple here. And we're going to get the backstory to why this is the case. You can see, I guess these dead flesh will be of the rats. because the tiger eats them, and we already heard multiple stories from the various rat codexes we read, as well as the interactions with the king and his second son. Oh my god, there's lots of rats dying here. And the refugees, hidden in that little house, scared to come out because they saw how much body laid on the path to the temple, which I guess we can see now. And more centipedes. They're being used to soak in alcohol, as you can see. These jars usually are storing alcohol. Similar to what we do with our gourd, right? We put different things in it. Although I do get confused. Centipede and millipede. Whichever one's the poisonous one is the one that is. Are these like baby centipedes? Got crows. We got bodies and pieces of meat that moves. Oh, here's our buddy the pig. What do you need this time? He need food? Oh, his stomach got... No, that's fine. He's fine. He ate well? He wants to eat something tasty. He feels like these rotten rat meat is like swallowing needles. It's so dry here, he wants a piece of lotus, which we do have. We have a ton of lotus that we collected along the way, so we just give it to him. Once in a while, eat some vegetarian food. Pretty good. The Kingdom of Gold is related to this area. Rumor used to be where the sun cast away in the west. But strangely enough, this kingdom disappeared. So strange. Essentially, it turned into this Kingdom of the Sand, right? We saw multiple times the reference to Hasili, the Kingdom of Hasili, which would be this, golden kingdom that he's referring to, because they both match up to the description of being the kingdom where the sun sets. He's like, why did the rat meat he tasted carry some human taste? Because they're human transformed. Seems like not everyone from the ancient kingdom has died away. The yellow wind monster must be related to the disappearance of the kingdom. His big brother give him a golden piece. And that he said it will work. He's going to go back to his original position and he's going to try something. Yeah, same dialogue. Essentially, the idea here is he's going to unlock the secret area here in this stage. And that's going to be the Kingdom of the Gold. Which means we're going to the past again. Far, far past. I guess even before the time of the journey to the west. And he's going to be the key. Basically, find him the sobering stone, and then provide him with a piece of the lotus root. Another prayer spot. We're going to get one more spark, and we're going to use our sparks before we fight the Tiger Vanguard. So essentially the idea why the tiger have these Buddhist statues and why he has such a big temple is because the people that still live here, or that lived here, treated him as a deity, because he was helping the villagers, he was helping the humans. He was seen as a force for good. And the concept of whether monsters are good or bad are not so inherent in, whether in Journey to the West or in Black Myth Wukong. You can be a monster and be a good monster. You can be a monster and be a bad monster. You can be a Buddhist and be a good Buddhist. You can be a Buddhist and be a bad Buddhist all at the same time. Who you are doesn't, cast you into good or bad. There's good or bad, good and evil everywhere. All right. Did we pick up a new... Oh, we picked up a new meditation slot. There's actually 3 more in this stage. So I'm guessing quite a lot bigger than the first stage. We have 7 points. I don't think we need to touch any of these skills. I have no interest in picking this up. Faster charge. This could be helpful, but also seen as a luxury right now. Also not something we need. I want to upgrade the freeze. We can increase the damage done to them when they are frozen in place. We can extend the time they're frozen based on how many light hit combo we have ready to land on them. We can gap close after they're frozen. If we freeze them when they're attacking, we can increase the damage as well as how long they're frozen. I mean, this requires a lot of timing, but definitely very useful. We can continue our combo afterward. That's less important. When we break the spell, we get some mana back. This is actually quite good, but as you can see, we are going to be 1 point shy because this is a 2-pointer. When we break their freeze, like break them, like actually do enough damage to break the freeze, we will get some mana back, which is nice. I don't think it's like must have. Oh, I want to change this build. I don't like the rock very much. I'm so much more used to this. Let's see if we can go back to the shrine. We want to do this change before we fight the Tiger Vanguard. Because he's also furry, so the fire would definitely do more damage over time, I'm sure. There's a reason why there's no mob between this and the Tiger Vanguard, because they expect you to die quite a bit. Alright, back to the wolf. Do I sacrifice a point somewhere else to pick up a transformation point here? I guess we can get rid of the twirl. We just have to redo the points, but I think it's gonna help. So here... Oh, well, I do want it to extend a little bit farther. Up to 10 light hit can increase the timing to maximum. Alright, so I'm happy with this. We definitely want this. Unlock. The heal back, not too bad, but all of these. Definitely this damage. And this is... we would like 1 more point to pick this up. And then also this. So let's grab... And then we're left with 13 points, where I want the stamina reduction, better rolling, faster recovery on stamina, dodge and continue our combo. Proper dodge gets us more stance points, reduce damage after proper dodge, leave a shadow behind that explode for damage. We have 3 points. Gap close, more stance points back. More damage after running, but usually we charge up and run. 1 last point where a greater gap close. Yeah, let's do the greater gap close. Alright, let's hope this all works out and we can end up beating the Tiger Vanguard. Our cooldown on the wolf is not ready. And do we... Hold on. And do I want to use any medicine here? Slight increase our damage. I'm gonna increase both the damage that we do as well as the damage reduction against... Ooh, here he is. Against the enemy. Or when they hit us. Cursed us out and says why we're late. He thought it's food delivery. Leave, leave the food and go back and have more kids. Next time you're slow and he realizes not the Rat King. He asks us who we are, where we come from. Doesn't care, wants to eat us. Ooh, that's heavy. Ooh. Oh, does he? Oh. Does he have a moment of, like, you know, where he's stunned? Oh, he has a sword! Right. I didn't know he used it. Okay, I want to burn him. Ooh. I don't think I can light him on fire. What? Whoa. He turned himself into a clone of stone and then punched us out of a different location? Feels like our invisibility... Feels like this move of ours, right? We come out of nowhere and hit him. Ah, he traded a lot of damage back, even though we got the hits. Just in case, take a drink again. Should have dodged that? No? Oh, we are also invisible. He's gonna punch our clone. And then slash our clone. Now we come out. No, don't die. Drink, 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 drink. Ooh, range attack. We almost have freeze back, but we might not have enough mana. I don't think we have enough mana. We still have big head, but we don't want to miss that. We're out of drinks, so this is gonna be. Oh, we have this one more time. Wait, how did he still hit us? Got him. First try, not bad. Oh no, not a phase 2? Oh, he's done. Turns into a rock. I'll translate this later. We now learn the move too. Bronze head, metal arms. Essentially invincibility. It's the move the tiger used against us. It's also ability that Wukong had, where he's basically invincible to a lot of physical damage, essentially. Now, his song essentially refers to the original Journey to the West when we fought the original Tiger Vanguard, who was this, I guess, monster general for the Yellow Wind monster, or the boss. And he came out, and he was the one to capture Tang Seng, the Tang monk, from Wukong and Ba Jie. So by this time in the journey, Ba Jie has joined the band, and he's the second disciple. He's the pig monster. And how the Tiger Vanguard was able to snatch Tang Seng while fighting both Wukong and Ba Jie was because in the original version, the Tiger Vanguard had this ability. So he appears like a regular tiger in the forest when they first met him, and then he suddenly stood up and used his claw to cut his own stomach open, and out came, the form of a more humanoid tiger, which is what we were fighting. And his skin, he basically peeled his own skin off. Very bloody, yes. And during the fight, he realized he can't beat Wukong and Ba Jie. So he threw his pelt that he peeled off onto a rock and transformed his skin plus the rock into a clone of himself, which I guess is why he has the rock clone for us to fight here. And then had the clone fight Wukong and Ba Jie while he himself became a gust of wind and went back and picked up Tang Seng, who was alone, being left there after both of his disciples went to go fight this tiger. And he snatched him back into their lair, their cave, and gifted Tang Seng to his master, the Yellow Wind sage or Yellow Wind monster. And that's how Tang Seng got captured. Later on, when Wukong and Ba Jie went to go attack the cave, he came out to fight. He couldn't beat Wukong, so he tried to escape using like a similar trick to run the other way. Little did he know Ba Jie was waiting for him, and the original Tiger Vanguard would actually get killed. Ba Jie would just, hit him with his rake. It's a 9-teeth rake, and he got killed. Another Buddha statue without head. Hu Zhifeng in the form of a face, so that's going to be used to be put on that two-headed Buddha statue. And we get to see his codex. Hu Xianfeng, the Tiger Vanguard. A couple hundred years ago, the previous Tiger Vanguard, because he captured Tang Seng, so the story we just shared, lost his life. But he had 2 kids. He has 2 sons. Okay, so maybe these are his sons. And these 2 sons, now fatherless, had to basically raise themselves. The older brother and the younger brother led the band of remaining monsters after, I guess, Wukong and Ba Jie wrecked the mountain, which is what they did. It's essentially, so they can't kill the Yellow Wind sage. Lingji Pusa came in and tamed him and says, I'm going to bring him back to Buddha for his punishment, and left with him. So they couldn't kill him. But in the original novel, Wukong and Ba Jie then went into the cave and killed whatever monster remained. So I guess they must have been survivors, and they lived with these 2 tiger sons. The fortunate thing is, before their father has died, their father has taught them his skill. So these young cubs at least know how to fight, and because of this, they were able to turn things around and survive in this difficult time in the mountains. As the sandstorm ceased, because, the Yellow Wind Sage has been taken away by Lingji Pusa, the stone mother and her stone creatures that she has created, we already kind of seen that part of the story, started to rebuild the mountain in its previous form. And thus, the older brother of the 2 tigers started to copy what his father used to do and become the leader of all the other monsters in the mountain. So basically, tiger or king of the animals in Chinese, not even mythology, but just the common knowledge conception. The markings on their forehead also happens to be the same look as the Chinese character for king. So the tiger being the king of the forest, the king of the other animals, makes a lot of sense in the Chinese psyche. And he does exactly that. He manages the other monster here, gives them their proper duty, and tells them to not harm for no reason. So he has most of the monsters in this mountain under control. Later on, as the sandstorm has ceased, mortals, humans, started to return to the mountain to build their village. At this time, the older brother started a practice of helping those. So basically, he would take out the bandits and help the good people, helping them, guide them, or protect them, whoever crosses this mountain. And because of this, he got the nickname of the tiger god or tiger deity amongst the humans who, started these new villages in this area. And these villagers built this temple, the Crouching Tiger Temple, to honor this tiger god. And they would often bring tributes. Because of this, the younger brother is jealous and is unhappy about this. He feels left out. He feels like his older brother is stealing all the glory and fame, and it's only because he was born after him. Another couple hundred years have passed, and the Yellow Wind Sage suddenly returns with a band of rat monsters and reclaims the Yellow Wind Ridge. So after the tiger ruled here for a couple hundred years, the former leader returns. And his return farther angers the younger brother, because the younger brother believes that the reason why their father died was because their father didn't get any help from his former boss, the Yellow Wind Sage, who just basically let his father go fight Wukong and them and end up getting them killed. So he places the blame of his father's death on this former boss of the area. So he started to encourage his brother to fight off the rat monsters that's brought back by this Yellow Wind Sage. The brother agrees because he's been protecting the humans here, so he tries to fight these rat monsters. And during the fight, of course, the Yellow Wind Sage is going to defend his side, and he brings out this Buddha head, or Pusa head, not Buddha head, the head of a Pusa, which is a magical relic that he uses as a weapon. And from this head, he summons wind that cuts like knives. And in their first fight, the younger tiger brother gets severely injured. And to protect his brother's life, because his brother is probably, about to get killed by the Yellow Wind Sage, the older brother throws down his weapon and bends his knee to become a subject to the Yellow Wind Sage. The Yellow Wind Sage accepts this arrangement, and especially after he learns that these two tiger brothers are the sons of his former tiger Vanguard, he happily allows the older brother to become his new tiger Vanguard, which is why he's the tiger Vanguard here. The younger brother, is fainted and passed out during this whole time. Once he wakes, he learns that his older brother somehow has become the tiger Vanguard again, serving the Yellow Wind Sage, who he sees as the reason of his father's death. So he argues with his older brother about this, and he clearly, it's not in the right in a sense. The older brother's not gonna, lose this argument, but they basically can't work it out in this fight, and thus the younger brother leaves, promising never to contact the older brother again. So this breaks their relationship. For the current Tiger Vanguard, the Yellow Fur Saber, I guess the Yellow Wind Sage, I don't know why they suddenly changed his name back to the more animal statement instead of calling him a sage here. But he's the reason why his family broke up twice. And clearly that's a reason why he should hate him. But aside from eating more rats every day to let out his frustration, what else can he do? So he's serving him, he can't beat him, his younger brother almost died to him, so now he's just, staying in his temple, practicing, trying to get stronger, and feeding off of these rats that he hates, and he feels like the rats represent the followers of the Yellow Wind Sage, so this is the only place where he can take out his anger on, and that's why he's here. There's going to be a lot of things to grab, but what do we get after beating him, aside from this? I guess this is all we got here. Interesting how this is just the blue tier item. And this one's gold tier. Must be some item that spans more than just this stage, considering that this is the Dragon's Scale, also gold tier. We also learned a new spell. So previously we had just the, leave a clone behind, be invisible. Now we can switch that if we want and gain sort of this temporary invincibility that's great at blocking enemy moves. We can clear one of our effects when we use this. So I guess if we're poisoned or if we're, hit by lightning, hit by fire, we can use this to clear that. Reduce the cooldown. If we knock them back, we get a period of damage reduction. Because we can miss, we can use this and end up not being one of their attacks, or they were hitting somewhere else, and then this will just be wasted and we don't get this effect. Afterward, the first light attack does more damage. If we hit it, we get a little bit of staff stance point back. We can recover some mana and reduce... I guess cooldown, but it doesn't sound like cooldown. There's 2 tiers to this too. It costs 30 points of mana. This also costs 30 points. Freeze costs 50 points. I guess this is why we run out quite often. But freeze is quite useful, and we definitely depended on it quite a bit in this fight. Now let's loot the place. Wait a minute. Why is there one here too? Wait, that's the same song as earlier. The door can't open. We need a pair, right? Yeah, the wind blocks. It's the same statue as the one over there. And it's the same song. That's Shanxi dialect. Not the dialect I speak. Well, technically I speak just regular Mandarin because I'm from Beijing, but I guess Beijing has a slight accent too. It's not heavy. Nothing like Shanxi. There's nothing here? No way. Maybe back here? Wait, really? This is an invisible wall here? I can't get in this gap? That clearly looks like a door. Huh. How about this side? I guess these are just decorative spaces. Alright, I guess we are gonna push ahead. Maybe... I don't know why there's another two-headed statue, but what if we actually interact with it again? It says we're missing the stone Vanguard. So we need both before we can interact with it. But maybe it opens multiple things. Like, open something else here, open the door to the final boss, but we can also bring it here to open something here. And we just need both pieces. That's going to be my theory on it. I'm still not convinced there's no other loot here. Well, this is a Buddha head, an actual Buddha head. And from all the codexes we have read, these things are not very friendly. Ah, and that's why we get attacked. Reduced damage because we didn't have a node point yet. He was pretty tanky. Now that's not the type of loot and reward we were hoping for, but okay. I guess we press on. That's not the way. Rats, crossbow rats, and that looks like a bone spirit. I want the melee guy to charge me without the archer finding me, or the crossbow finding me. He's gonna look at me. Are those monkey sounds? He sees me. Good, good. Oh, reloading just now? That now doesn't look like a bone spirit anymore. Looks like a new enemy. Another alcohol soaking ingredient. We had the metal or the iron ingots before to soak. Right, this is the metal ones. Now we have bronze ones. Oh, wow. Wait, this is actually quite good. After we drink, within a certain amount of time after we drink, the next use of the bronze head iron arms, the one that gives us invisibility, does not cost any mana. So if we can drink like 5-6 times, it's like 30 mana each free. But assuming we time the drinking and healing with the usage of the spell and the cooldown of the spell, but if you want to specialize in that invisibility build, then this is definitely a must-have. Oh! Jump scare! Who jump scared us? Gunshot zombie. Dried body. Now, the Yellow Wind Ridge, because of the, sand, they call it the sand maze, basically getting lost in a sandstorm, it's difficult to bring trades in. There is one small village or town at the foot of the ridge, and this is where all the villagers go to have their market. Huh. Changsheng Dian. Sounds really fancy, so if you directly translate it, it means the store of long life. But what they actually sell when it's referred to this, they sell coffin and things that you use after you die, right? The eternal life store. And this is the only place you can buy coffins from far, far away in nearby. This is the only town, and this is the only place you can buy a proper coffin. One day, the owner of the store is just chilling inside the store and came in here. Out of nowhere comes a man who looks, quite strong, but quite poor. So it looks like a beggar, basically. And just when the owner wants to chase him out of the store, this man says, "Don't rush. I'm not here to beg. I'm here to buy a coffin." And then he explains why he's here. Turns out the village he came from got hit by bandits, and a lot of people died. And he wants to buy 4 coffin to collect the body. The owner is a little hesitant. He's scared that because of the appearance of the man, that he wouldn't have money to pay for 4 coffin. And the man, to clear his doubt, says that, their village is known to, produce this type of herb, and if he delivers the coffin to the village, they will definitely thank him, and they will definitely be able to pay for it. So the boss agrees and summons his worker and prepares this cow cart or ox cart because they got to deliver, 4 coffin. And the worker and ox cart follows this buyer back to the village. But on the way, they have to go through sandstorm. So it's quite difficult. And they traveled all the way until the sun is down. And they finally reached the village. The owner also came with him. Wow, the owner and the worker plus the man. As they reach the village, the man suddenly turns to the boss of the store and says, folks, after their death, they deserve to go into the ground. I know that this yellow wind here is strange, and if the body is not able to receive a proper burial, the wind will turn them into monsters. So I beg you, please help my family get buried. All we have at home are these 2 herbs, and this is my gift to you. And just as he finished saying this, the man disappears, right? So the man's gone. Not like he left, but he vanishes into thin air. So the owner of this coffin store and his worker heads into the village and finds out there is nothing alive in the store. Not in the store, in the town or the little village. Everyone has been killed. No one remains. And in the center of the village, there's a big house, and he sees the man's body, the man who came to buy coffin. He's already a body inside. And next to him are his wife and son. I'm guessing also maybe two kids, like usually translated to sons, but in this case where they shortened it, it could mean like, a son or a daughter. Basically his kids. His wife and kids, there's 4 of them in total, so 2 kids, him and his wife. They are already dead bodies, they're falling together, and you can't even tell how long they've been dead. So the 2 of them hurry up and bury these 4 into the coffin they brought with them, and actually bury them at a very beautiful cliff. So this is probably cliff burial, like I mentioned in our first episode in this stage, where they would just hang the coffin at the edge of the cliff. It's because of terrain. So mountainous, it's hard to find a proper plot to bury. So burying next to a cliff is more of a local tradition due to the geography that they live in. And they didn't dare to go back to the home to pick up, those 2 herbs that he mentioned that they had, and just immediately left the village. Okay, so to make sure his family doesn't turn to zombies, his spirit managed to reach his way into town and got his family buried. Feels like a Liao Zhai story for those who have read that book. It's a collection of short Chinese ghost stories. There are hundreds of them, and they're usually just like, one little paragraph or 1 page. I read it when I was much younger. Definitely a fun read. You get all sorts of different types of ghost stories, including something like that. Sometime with a little allegory, sometime without. We should rest. We're kind of out of drinks. We got pushed to our limit by the tiger, but wasn't too bad. Always nice to beat these supposedly strong bosses in one go. Oh, got ourselves a bridge. And what looks like a pretty big village. There usually is a location name on these. Let's see what's it called. 定风桥. The bridge that stops the wind. Okay. Let me guess. If there's a village behind, it's probably called 定风村. Or 定风镇. 2 bone spirit, 1 with shield. It could get messy. Let's see, how do we want to approach this? We could leave a clone. Beat these 2 first. And then deal with the melee. Yep. Even charge up. See if we can break his shield. Oh, there's sound behind us. There's more range behind us. Hold on, let's pull back a little. Ah, that's something we missed. It was going very much according to plan. I thought he was going to charge. Oh, wow. We managed to hit him quite a bit, just not his shield. Which means we got behind him sometime, like that. Died with his shield pretty much intact. Now we deal with the guy on the roof, or on that little platform. Oh, we got stuck on, wait, there's a zombie next to him, too. I'm guessing this might be that... Wait, who's that? There's a swordsman standing on the roof. I'm guessing elite? Story character? He's got the hook swords. Although they're not really traditional hook swords. So far, no name, so looks like a mob. Yeah, just he's fancy. Doesn't hit hard either, and feels pretty easy to dodge. Ah, the last of the rat pages. Imperial Guard. Rat Imperial Guard. Ever since the Yellow Wind Sage entered the valley and closed the gate, so he's meditating inside, he's doing some sort of long-term meditation, which is why he locked the gate and left the 2 keys to his 2 vanguards. The rat, he's given everything to his trusted officers or generals to safekeep. But suddenly, this one day, in the storage house, a bronze incense burner becomes missing. Wasn't such a big deal, but well, it's not a big deal in isolation, but over the years, a lot of things in this storage house has gone missing. So there's quite a few rumors about what's actually happening, and many claims the storage house manager, the rat monster who guards it, is the one who's actually stealing from it, and he's about to, empty out the whole storage and enrich himself. When this news reached the ears of these rat Imperial Guards, they're dressed in red, and they are a secret, shadow guards of the Yellow Wind Sage. So they're like secretive assassin guards. And they initially wanted to talk to the manager of the storage to see if they can get a share, right? They're trying to blackmail him into splitting some of the wealth from selling the goods. But it turns out the rat manager ended up thinking it's a shameful thing for people to think that he's the one robbing his own storage, and he ends up hanging himself in jail, right? From the rumor, he just basically decides to use his death to clear his name. After the monsters heard that the rat manager of the storage has died, a new rumor appeared that the rat, these Imperial Guards are the ones who framed it onto someone who was innocent, and that they had used, interrogation, harsh interrogation, torture, essentially. I guess that's just rumor going around that they tortured him. And these Imperial Guards can't really explain themselves, so all they could do is try to investigate the truth to clear their own name. And it turns out they found the bronze incense pot that was missing from the den of the disciple of the deceased rat manager. Okay. Once this news was spread, everyone started to curse this disciple, this small rat monster that he, let greed take over and ended up getting his former master killed. And this small rat monster is now imprisoned by these Imperial guards. And he started to tell more things. So he started to rat more people out. And he says that this originally was stolen by someone else, another guard. And after he stole it, he gifted it to the Tiger Vanguard. So basically it became the possession of the Tiger Vanguard. One of the rats used this as sort of a bribe, maybe to ask the Tiger Vanguard not eat that particular rat or something like that. And after the Tiger Vanguard received it, this disciple of the deceased manager, once he learned that his master has been framed for this theft, he took a lot of risk to steal this back from the Tiger Vanguard. And that's why he has it now. So the Rat Imperial Guards decide to investigate his claim, and turns out it's true, according to the investigation. So all of a sudden, the praises, started to be basically the trend of the people become praising how this disciple was trying to save his master, took so much risk to steal it from the Tiger Vanguard. But not 2 days later, not knowing who started a new rumor, okay, the new rumor is the one who stole it originally, right, and gifted it to the Tiger Vanguard. The reason why he did this is because his mother, elderly mother, for whatever reason, was imprisoned by the Tiger Vanguard in the Crouching Tiger Temple. There's a dungeon. Wait, is this what this opens? Are we going to open the dungeon gate when we have both pieces of the key? And that he, stole this bronze incense pot to trade for his mother's life. Now, knowing that there's more complicated version of the story behind the truth, the rumors, people debate each other. And the allegory is, so what is the truth behind things? People often do things behind others, behind their backs. But when they say it out loud, it becomes a different version for a different reason. Maybe there are many different angles you can look to explain certain events. And you can get different types of truth from that. And oftentimes, the type of truth that ends up in the masses' eyes is the version that certain individuals want them to see, and the other truth are basically blocked out. This is like a very, modern allegory. Like, how many times have we seen events like get spread on Twitter or social media of someone claiming someone doing something bad, and then a couple of days later we get a different version of the story explaining it, and like the public reception changes, and sometimes it doesn't change. Sometimes like the first thing you see is like the first thing you perceive the thing to be, and maybe not everyone follows the news that frequently, and by the time a second explanation comes out, maybe you're not even following that, and your perception of that person or that thing stays with the first version, and people's opinions just shift, and it's hard to say what is exactly the truth. And perhaps maybe we just shouldn't, fall to narratives, essentially. Quite the story. Seems like we're only missing 2 mobs, right? All the other ones have been cleared so far. There's still quite a bit of the stage left. Zombies, fungi creature. Like, we're done with the rocks. We're done with the rats. We're done with the bones. Right? It's bats, zombies, something, fungi creature. Seems like a pretty big village. And we already had a couple zombie jump scares. Ah, like this. Alright, it's the yellow wind that's turning them into this zombie thing. And we got from the codex that there is potentially a dungeon in that temple, which might be what that key is for. I see another Imperial Guard above. And we got ourselves a regular rat here. Oh, he backed up? Okay. You're gonna come back to me. Now you, up there, jump down. Calm down. Ooh, ooh, not you, not you. Did he just throw his blade? Ow. Oh, we followed him there. He tried to sidestep us, he tried to go backwards. Something sounds weird. Like a bone spirit shooting something at us? Yep, that's the sound. Of course, we're short, but he missed. I think this pot is where we can find the sobering stone if we didn't buy it already. But now that we bought it, I think we get something else here. Or maybe not. Oh, this is Danielle, but high quality. Our first gold quality Danielle. We can only keep one. One of one. Within a certain amount of time after consuming, all our abilities and moves do not cost stamina. Well, that's pretty cool. No wonder why it's one of one. I mean, if this is the case, I'm not sure if this is where we find the sobering stone, but I know it's one of these glowing jars where you can find them. Maybe it's not this one. Maybe this one's always just this, which makes more sense because it's so rare. It's weird for you to only get this if you bought the sobering stone, which is definitely not the most efficient way to obtain it. What is... who's smelling? Definitely some creature on the other side. Huh. I mean, aside from giving us a proper jump scare, the zombies haven't been so bad. That's the thing making the noise. No, 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 wrong move. I want to see if I can jump up here. I think I can. It's a little weird to get the angle. No, 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 hold on. I want to try to see if I can get on the roof. There we go. And one more. Perfect. Now it'd be nice if there's something on the roof for me to discover. Yo! And down we go. At least at first glance doesn't seem to be much on the roof. Let's just kill that guy. I think we were just here, but we didn't see it. Ooh. Thank you for taking some of the arrows for me. Oh, the lightning one. Oh, he throws bombs too. Forgot about that. about you don't cast your spell, and we freeze you in place. Ow. Wait, what is that over there? We're locking into something else. Ow. Can we break your shield with this? Oh, we just missed on the rock. I don't think it's great terrain for me or him. Oh, a bunch of Imperial Guards up ahead. This is from one of the trailers a couple years ago for the game when they had the 4 flying rats come in. They're the Imperial Guards. They don't exactly fly here, but they are quite floaty. Ooh, coffin. 4 coffins would be a cool little nod to the story we read. It'd also be nice to get 4 loot. But I don't think that is... Oh, where did you come from? But I don't think that is the case. Just some standard crafting material. Got some soak there. Well, that was kind of cool. We bounce off of him and then we jump back. Ooh. Okay, I do have something to state here. The dried corn, not indigenous to China, right? It's a America fruit, and you wouldn't have it in the rest of the world until much later. Granted, they're claiming we're like 500 years after the Journey to the West would be Tang Dynasty, 16th century. It's still even with 500 years, it's still kind of a stretch to have corn. But nowadays, dry corn is pretty common in villages or farms anywhere in the world. Definitely a great staple fruit, but not a staple food for this period. Okay, so this is I think I have a general gist of the idea of the layout of the town. I'm gonna go back to the shrine to pick up a save. It does mean we probably have to fight most of these mobs again, but I think I could use the experience as well as the wills that we can farm from this, because we are still quite poor. And I want to check one more thing. Did we get a new crafting recipe after beating the Tiger Vanguard? No. Well, we got so many in stage 1. Has been pretty much nothing so far. This is from the dragon. Anyhow, we're going to end our episode here. We'll tackle this village next time and see where it takes us. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you guys then. Bye!